Hungry Ewok here with our next episode, Episode 2, the Star Wars Sourcebook. Now, if you were expecting Episode 2 to be Star Wars the Role-Playing Game 2nd Edition and Episode 3, the Star Wars Role-Playing Game 2nd Edition Revised and Expanded, don't worry, they're on their way. But I wanted to specifically talk about this book. The Star Wars Sourcebook is a companion piece to Star Wars the Role-Playing Game. To say that these books were influential to the Star Wars universe would be a great understatement. It's theorized that without the popularity of Star Wars a role-playing game, there wouldn't be any new Star Wars movies. It is nice to get outside every once in a while. You should try it. So let's back up to 1977 with the release of Star Wars. It quickly became a worldwide phenomenon. In 1978, Splinter of the Mind's Eye was released. In 1979 and 1980, 3 Han Solo novels were released, and 1980 also saw The Empire Strikes Back in theaters. In 1983, 3 Lando Calrissian novels were released and also saw the theatrical release of Return of the Jedi. And in 1984, A Guide to the Star Wars Galaxy was released. Between 1984 and 1986, 2 made-for-TV Ewok movies were broadcast, along with 2 animated TV series starring the droids R2-D2 and C-3PO, and again the Ewoks. In 1986, there was just a void of no Star Wars. Well, at least no new Star Wars. Then, in October of 1987, Star Wars the Role-Playing Game was released, followed in November by the Star Wars Sourcebook. For the role-playing game, what followed for the next 10 years were sourcebooks, galaxy guides, adventures, and handbooks. And from there, the Star Wars universe began to expand. Several new series of novels were released, including comic books, and in 1997, the Star Wars Special Edition was released in the theaters, and in 1999, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, was released. It was the first new Star Wars movie to be released in theaters in 16 years. The prequel trilogy was concluded with Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. There was also a theatrical release of an animated Clone Wars movie, which soon followed an animated series on cable TV. Then, in 2012, George Lucas sold Lucasfilm Limited to Disney, and Disney soon produced an animated TV series, Rebels, Episode 7, The Force Awakens, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, Episode 8, The Last Jedi, Solo, A Star Wars Story, and Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, including a streaming TV series, The Mandalorian, featuring everyone's new favorite Star Wars character. Yeah, that little guy. The Star Wars Sourcebook had many firsts. It was the first book to have a diagram of the interior of the Millennium Falcon. It also gave the Millennium Falcon its model number, YT-1300, which was mentioned in Solo, a Star Wars story. It was also in the Star Wars Sourcebook that the Ithorians, the Quarian, and the Twi'leks were first named. In the Star Wars Sourcebook, there are role-playing game stat blocks for all the starfighters. X-Wings, Y-Wings, A-Wings, B-Wings, TIE Fighters, TIE Bombers, TIE Interceptors, even capital ships, the Mon Calamari Cruisers, the Star Destroyers. There are also stat blocks for speeders, air speeders, swoops, and speeder bikes. There are also backgrounds and stat blocks for aliens, creatures, and droids. An expanded cost chart for weapons, armor, and equipment. There's a chapter on the Terraphon Rebel Outpost, including a map, and an Imperial garrison, that also includes a map. There's a chapter detailing information on stormtroopers and giving stat blocks for your standard stormtrooper, your Cold Assault stormtrooper, your Zero-G stormtrooper, and your stormtrooper scout. The last chapter of the book gives background information and stat blocks for the heroes and villains of the 3 movies, starting with Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Mon Mothma, Lando Calrissian, C-3PO and R2-D2, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, Boba Fett, and Darth Vader. And now, after 30 years from the original release of Star Wars the Role-Playing Game, the 30th anniversary editions of the Star Wars role-playing game and the Star Wars Sourcebook has been released from Fantasy Flight Games. the current license holder of the role-playing game. With no new role-playing game rules, this book is not necessary to play Star Wars role-playing games, but it is a must-have. There is just too much useful information for it not to be a part of the game. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, leave me a comment down below, like, share, and subscribe. This has been Hungry Ewok. Until next time, Yub Nub, and may the Force be with you.